YouTube, Crown Vic Nation. What's going on, everybody? We back here at the block, just giving you an update on what's going on and talk about, one of a few things. As you know, with these 4.6s, 5.4s, I'm going to believe it goes to the 3 valves also. Definitely 4 valves, about top dead center being at your 1 and 6 cylinder. These engines go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little different than the old school Chevy method. So this is a tool. I know Bill Some TV also has the same tool. But this tool is used to get your stock cams in the right position. Your stock cams can be 1, 2, 3 degrees off per cylinder. You never know. It's one of those things where it'll work in a certain area. But to get true top dead center, you have to really degree it. So I'm going to extensively go through that, guys. I mean, this tool, you can find this anywhere. I mean, I got it when it was $12. Like I say, with inflation, this thing could be $100 and some now. But when you look at it, it gets you close as possible to top dead center. So I actually used this to degree this last time. That's why I say, it may not even been my degreeing that caused certain issues. It could have been the battery. When I came up, Scotty Kilmore, I know you guys know him. He said the battery, when I took the battery out of the car that this engine was in and put it in the one I'm driving now, the car was shaking, throwing catalytic O2 sensor codes, shaking, vibrating, wouldn't drive right. But once I put the original battery back in there, it got itself back correct. So it could not be my degreeing. I may have had the thing spot on, but it's one of those trial and error issues that I'm going through. So, like I said, I appreciate all you guys for sticking with me. I'm going to turn it over. This is what can be considered a Cobra Oil Pump. It is a high volume pump. I mean, it costs the same as a standard volume pump. There's no difference. And one thing you could do is, let me turn it over and show you. Okay, let me turn it over. This thing is heavy. It's an iron block. Okay, now with this pickup tube, it is different than your Crown Vic or Grand Marquis standard Mustang GT. This came more specifically with the Cobras. I can't be specific on the year and models that it came with, but this is what it came with. For us Crown Vic guys, you're going to have to modify your pan. Don't worry. Is it going to starve oil? Don't worry. You're going to have to modify your pan. You're going to have to either use washers and some Loctite when you get ready to tighten that bolt down. I even cut this down to gain more clearance. It is basically the spacer. I'm not sure the specific name for it, but you're going to have to cut that down to gain that 1/4 inch clearance. So a 1/4 inch, you would think somewhere in there. If you got your fingers an inch, fingertip is an inch, you're going to come right up in there, But like I say, you just get a ruler, put some Play-Doh, just like this. Take the Play-Doh obviously out the thing, put some tape over here, put the Play-Doh, put the gasket on. You would put the gasket on. And I actually have videos of this already. I'm just, some guys don't like to go back in time and look at the videos. I've done it. I've explained a lot of these theories. You put the gasket on, put the Play-Doh on, put the pan on, make sure you have the proper clearance because you're going to need clearance, and put the Play-Doh on on top of the tape, and then you basically cut your Play-Doh in half, measure the thickness of the Play-Doh, and that'll give you a estimate idea. It don't have to be spot on. You know, I would say this. I would rather have a little more clearance in the oil pan than not enough, because if that thing gets too close to the pan, you could starve the engine, and with the Crown Vics, they take around 7.5 quarts compared to standard other Crown Vics because of the oil cooler and things like that. So you really have to watch your oil levels when you do a high volume pump. Just don't go months without checking. So also, let me tell you guys something. When you get a new oil pump, it's easy to prime it by doing this. Simply take some oil, dump it down in the tube. Dump it down in the tube. It's real simple. This is 10W30. I'm going to do a mixture. Oop. But 10W, dump it down in there. And all you have to do is simply, let me take the gasket off. All you have to do is simply do this, guys. Take this off. Turn it. Watch this. There you go. See, look. That's oil pressure coming through the pump. So when guys try to make this so difficult, man, it is not that difficult to prime an engine. It is not that difficult, guys. These guys make it seem like this is rocket scientists. It's not. Look. It's oil pressure coming through that pump. You don't need to pump grease. I put lithium ion grease in there to prime the pump. You don't need all that. Just use regular oil. You can use lubrication, bearing lubricate, and all that if you want. I mean, I've done that already, but we have oil pressure coming through the oil holes that go to the oil filter. So this pump has oil in it. It's primed, good to go. So YouTube. Like I say, oh, hold up. Canadian Marauder, you might be right. Look, I have the lifters that came out of 100,000-mile motor. Look at this. These to me are still good. They're this color because of the oil color. But look, then I have another one that is solid like the ones that I was saying in the basement that I was showing you guys. You might be right. You might have to bleed these things. I mean, they're very stiff. I mean, this is like the one I had in the other video. So Canadian Marauder, you might be right. You might have to put these between some tighter and smash them together. I didn't think so. I thought they were supposed to be like this. I'm gonna still do some research to make sure, but these came off a running engine that I had in the Crown Vic, and wasn't no ticking or nothing like that. But look, that one is solid. That one is tight. So Canadian Marauder, I mean, might have been right. But like I say, YouTube Crown Vic Nation, I appreciate you guys sticking along. And plans are to get studs, gaskets, and get this thing on in a few weeks and degree it in again and get the car ready. So we'll get more into the car as the weather gets better. Crown Vic Nation, I appreciate all the thumbs up. Appreciate all you guys for the likes. If you have any questions, give them to me. If you have any statements, give them to me. Comments, whatever. Peace.